Welcome to Beyond the Book with Julie, a chance for inspiration and insight from the author. Today, we meet Julie Morgenstern.
Julie Morgenstern is an organizing and productivity consultant, New York Times bestselling author, and speaker. For over 30 years, Julie has been teaching people all around the world and at all stages of life how to overcome disorganization to achieve their goals. Past clients include American Express, Hearst, Microsoft, FedEx, Sony Music, and the list goes on and on. She's appeared on many shows, including The Oprah Show, CNN, The Rachel Ray Show, The Today Show, Good Morning America, and now Beyond the Book with Julie. Welcome, Julie, and thank you for being with us today. Time to Parent is your latest book, but there are many other books that you've written all about organization. And time to parent is so appropriate right now. I think some parents feel like they have tons of time to parent now, and others feel like they have no time because they're trying to juggle their own work and manage their kids who are at home trying to study. And there's a whole spectrum of whether that's on a Zoom call or all by themselves. Yeah. What is your advice to these parents?
Yeah. So first of all, every parent needs to recognize that even if everybody's home, you don't really have so much more time, because not only is everybody's routines totally turned upside down, but we don't realize how much services that we have used to manage the logistics of our lives. It's really easy to run in and out of a supermarket or get prepared food delivered or have somebody clean your house, even if it's once a month.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of people are not, most people don't have somebody cleaning their homes right now. And
no,
after 6 to 9 weeks with kids, it's a catastrophe.
And it's very hard to keep up with all that. And you're dealing with much more than just meets the eye, right? Mm-hmm. Everything is new. There's emotional load. There's logistical extra load. There's the stress. There's how do we reorganize everything? So just, first of all, cut yourselves a break. And the thing I've been saying as an organizer more than anything else is 2 lessons. One of them is put less on your plate, not more. I am telling people, take stuff off your list, go easy. That's 1. And 2, in the midst of utter chaos, structure and routine are your lifeline. And it's not all hands off the wheel, but it's not control every minute. You need to impose some structure and predictability in the midst of utter chaos. And that balance between doing less and adding structure can calm the waters. It's not going to make it super breezy, but then you can manage and you can breathe and everybody can sort of be in lockstep. And that's what you need to do.
Yeah, I thought it was just me, but I'm seeing a message here. So it's hard to hear your voice. So I'm wondering if we can try.
I'm going to try to go louder.
It's already better.
Okay. I might have, I'm holding the phone because the charger was dying.
Oh, no.
So
okay.
I'm my own camera person right now. I hope it's not too bouncy.
Once we get a higher charge. It's totally not.
Okay.
I think that the sound is better. Let's see what other people are saying. Is the sound better for those watching?
Yeah, let us know.
Okay, it's better on my end. If it's still a problem, please comment.
Okay.
Good. But going back, structure. So how do we implement some structure? I mean, I will be honest, that's really hard for me. They're going to bed at midnight. Oh, yeah. I'm like, you need to get to bed by 10. And it's like, but why? Everyone else is up. And, for a 15-year-old, I'm like, okay, I don't even know what to say. I mean, at 15, I stayed up all night, regardless of COVID or not. Yeah. So, it's hard. But when they had school, even for a 15-year-old, I was saying like, nope, you're lights out, you're going to bed, because otherwise I paid in the morning. Now, I don't even wake them up in the morning. I'm like, if you're not in school and you're marked absent, that's going to be a you problem. And we're going to talk about that later. And I mean, I don't even say that, they know. But going back, so structure. What do you say to do?
So what I say is that, when we're in our normal lives, it's okay for everybody to be a little bit independent and rogue. Some people like to eat dinner at this time, some at that time, some go to bed at this time, some people put the frying pan on the shelf over here, some people put it there. And that drives us crazy under normal circumstances. But we can tolerate it because we leave, we come back, they
Right,
go to
right, right.
school, we have a breather, and we can sort of forgive a little bit of the annoyances. When everyone is stuck 24/7 under one roof, you have to live, school, work, relax, connect as a family, and have solo time. There's no way it's going to work if everybody's on their own schedule. You can't. So for this time to just reset the expectation, normal times we can all do our own thing, but we can't now. We need to get in alignment. And I would start with a few key anchors. One is sleep and wake time needs to be universal. Everybody is like lights out by 11 and up by 7 a.m. or something like that. As hard as that is, get everybody in that. Two, what are the school hours? If school could be any time, school will be either no time or all the time.
Right.
And if you work, you also need work hours. It can't be in the cracks. It can't be when your kids aren't asking for a snack. You're going to grab 5 minutes to get 2 hours worth of work done.
Right.
So create school hours and work hours. So sleep, wake, work hours, and school hours. And then total decompression time for everybody. And if you just put those basic building blocks, then you can worry about how to fill them in.
Right.
How do you get everybody to do their schoolwork at school time? How do you get everybody to decompress at the same time, which is everybody, we're going to put our phones away for dinner, or we're going to do family night. You can worry about the how after you put the basic boundaries up. It's 90% of it is putting up the edges, and the 10% is how do we fill it in?
Right. Putting that schedule. I think I need a big poster board with that schedule.
You
the
do.
outline of it, so everyone can see it and they know the times.
Yes, exactly. So it's not just a conversation. You need the visual cue that everybody can point to. And if anybody forgets, then just point to the thing. This is the schedule. It's just like school. It's in any communal operating system. There's a regular schedule. Everybody follows it whether they like it or not.
Exactly.
Because that's how you have space to relax, to work, to focus, to connect, etc. There's one other thing to make time visual, which is really cool. I have it here because I was just playing around with it. There's a thing, particularly for kids. It's called a time timer. Have you ever heard of this thing called a time timer?
No.
That helps kids visualize the passage of time. So this is an example. This is a time timer.
Okay.
I'm holding with one hand and I'm going to put it down for a second. So let's say you say, guys, school is from like 9 until 1 o'clock every day. And from 9 to 9:30, everybody's going to put heads down and focus on this assignment for 30 minutes. You can set this thing, you turn it. I wish I didn't have to. You turn it to 30 minutes.
Yes. Oh, wow.
And then it turns up red for whatever amount of time, and then it ticks down. So if your 5-year-old or your 11-year-old is like, is it 30 minutes yet? Is it 30 minutes yet? It's like, look at the time timer. It's not.
That in itself could drive people crazy to hear.
It does.
Is it 30 minutes yet? Is it 30 minutes?
Yeah, you're like, come on. No, it's not. So you can use a time timer. Look them
Just
up.
look
They
at
come
the
in all different
timer and
sizes.
don't talk to me.
You can see if it's 30 minutes yet.
Yes. Well, that is a great idea. And can you buy that on Amazon?
You can buy them on Amazon. It's called a time timer. They have a website, and it has like giant ones, little ones, magnetic ones, 120-minute ones. It's like, I've loved this product for years. It's an old-fashioned product in a way, but has never been more helpful than when parents have to keep kids and buy time for themselves as a parent.
And then
You need to buy peace of mind.
Do you use it for yourself, like to schedule out sort of, okay, this is time that I'm going to work on this for 1 hour?
Yes, exactly. It helps you with your own concentration.
So a lot of times we lose track of time, or it's like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work on this for an hour. And you turn that on. And if you're getting antsy and you're like, wait, I want to check social media.
Yes.
No.
What's on Facebook?
Is it time yet? Has your has your 60 minutes, and it helps you build the powers of presence and focus and build the muscle of concentration. It's a great tool for adults and kids.
That is good to know. I'll definitely be looking that up. Timer, yeah. Right? A timer. Good to know. Wow. Okay, you also talk about personal time and giving yourself the permission to take it, especially in these times when everyone in the family is constantly around you. I think this is particularly hard for women. I sense that men easily check out in my experience, but for women, there's just a lot of maybe guilt and like we have to keep everything moving. We have to manage the kids and the dinner and the breakfast and the lunch and the house and everything. So how do we give ourselves permission to take time?
Good. So I'm gonna try to answer two parts of what you just referred to. One is how men can maybe more easily check out, especially if you have a stay-at-home mom and a working dad who's now working from home. That's a very interesting new dynamic that you have in the house. And I want to come back to that. But first, I'm going to ask your self-care question, okay? So I believe, Corona or not, moms and parents very often feel guilty taking any time for themselves, right?
Absolutely.
For all the reasons you said. So even in non-Corona times, and Time to Parent, half the book is about how to fit in self-care even while parenting. Half the book is about that. But in the time of Corona, as counterintuitive as it is, more than ever, you need to triple down on self-care because the strains and stresses on your shoulders are so vast that you need to fuel up regularly, to go the distance, to stay patient, to be there for your kids emotionally, to be sane, to get enough sleep. And I just, on my own Instagram Live, there was somebody who this morning, she's a working mom, she's taking care of her kids, she's staying up too late at night. And I said, why? Is it because it's only after everyone's asleep that you take any time for you? And she said, yeah, that's exactly why. And then I don't get
every day of my life.
And then I don't get enough sleep because you're only taking time for yourself after everyone's in bed, which steals from rest for you. So the solution I gave her this morning was, no, you can't wait till everybody go to sleep to be your only self-care time. Find 2 or 3 moments in the day where you take 10 minutes or 20 minutes or less. It could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, up to 20 minutes of self-care at various points of the day. To sit and eat your lunch, listen to music while you have your kids doing an activity, go for a walk and have your husband or somebody else watch the kids. And if you do these small doses into the fabric of your day, it
re-energizes you, right?
It re-energizes you, and you're taking little bursts of drinks of self-care all day long. So then at night, sleep is the next nectar. It's not something you have to steal from. And this woman who we talked to this morning, by 6 o'clock, she was like, oh my God, it worked. She and
this is just one day. This is just one day. She's already thanking you.
Already applied it because everybody. How can you not take 10 minutes for self-care several times a day? Of course you can. It's a mindset thing.
Absolutely. Yes. And I think it's also important for the family and for the kids to see us do that, right? And that we value ourselves and that we have hobbies and we have a life outside of them.
Yes. The kids really want that. They really do.
Yes, they want to see you happy and they want to see you calm and they want to see that you're enjoying your own life as well. It's so true.
And they don't want your entire identity to be tied up in them because that's a hell of a burden for a kid. That's too much. It's like, oh my God, I'm the only source of my mom's happiness. I mean, that's a big burden.
It is. It is. It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. So role model self-care in small doses. You want them to do the same thing, and happiness.
It's so true. You know, I just bought some coloring books, those adult coloring books, which I always thought were so ridiculous. Like, what adult has time to have a coloring book? So I bought a few at the advice of somebody. And I said to my youngest daughter, who's 10, I said, hey, I'm going to go color. Do you want to color with me? And she looked at me like I thought she was going to fall over. She was so shocked. She was like, yeah, you're going to color?
Oh, it's so
and
nice.
and we did it. The one bad thing is I was coloring for a little bit, and I think just doing the same thing and not having any interaction. I mean, she was right there, but I started to doze off. Clearly I need more sleep. Clearly I'm taking away from the rest time.
Yes. And it's nice that you invited your daughter, but you could also take 10 minutes to color by yourself. It
I
doesn't
knew it.
always,
I was wondering that.
yeah, because you felt obliged. You felt obliged. You wanted to do something for you, but you were like, you felt a little guilty. So like, bring your kid, but you weren't really interacting. And it's sometimes you can, but don't always have to. I just want everybody to just remember, you can take time for you so you can recharge and then come be with the kids, whatever it is that you want to do.
Okay, now you're cutting out again.
Oh, that's my hand on my,
Oh,
that's me.
that
camera
happens.
works.
I know. Okay, perfect. Now it's much, much better.
Good,
Great.
good.
So talk about the assessment that you have. Is it in your book or is it only on your website?
It's both.
It's
So
both.
so basically in Time to Parent, tried to solve the problem of the lack of definition or edges to what is a parent's job. How do you organize your time and allocate? What are you supposed to really be balancing as a parent? It's always been very ambiguous and has felt infinite. It feels like
Absolutely infinite.
It's infinite. My job description, are you kidding? It's like 5 million things. That's my job as a parent. And nobody can juggle 5 million balls, right? We just can't.
And nobody can see the 5 million things you're juggling either, because they're all in your head.
They're in your head, right? So I tried to solve that problem. And after 30 years of organizing families and raising a child as a single parent and wishing I had the manual, I kind of came up with, I would say it is a remarkably simple and yet really complete description of the juggling act in the simplest terms. And it's 8 things that we have to juggle, not 8,000 and not 2. It's 8. It's 4 things for your kids and 4 things for yourself. And the book lays out that roadmap. These are the 8 things from the time your first baby is born till the time your youngest goes off to college, the whole distance. And those 8 things, there's 4 for your kids and 4 for yourself, but we all are strong in some and weak in others. It's like any job description. It's like, if you see the roadmap, you're like, oh, I got that and I got that, but that one, I don't know how to do that. My parents didn't model that. I don't feel like I'm confident in that area. So there's a self-assessment in the book and also on my website. If you go to the Time to Parent book page and you click on that book page, you'll see a big button that says Take the Time to Parent Self-Assessment. And you can take it as many times as you want. And it gives you an in-the-moment snapshot of the current balance of your time between the 8 things. And then you see instantly, where am I spending too much time? Where am I not spending enough time? Where am I spending the right amount of time? And then you can make adjustments, because nothing is static as a parent. Like, you could have the balance together today and tomorrow it all falls apart.
Absolutely. Every day is a new day. We have different emotions. The kids all have different emotions.
Kids change. They evolve as they change ages. They keep challenging us to change our relationship to them, right?
Absolutely.
You can hear New York City.
That is New York City.
That is New York City.
I love it.
So the self-assessment is a really powerful tool. And if you do the one online, it will give you a report instantly, which tells you where you need a little bit of work, where you're strong, and gives you some suggestions. And then you can just read those chapters in the book where you need a little reinforcement, and that saves you time.
Right.
Parents don't have
Absolutely.
time to read a whole book.
Exactly. I love that. I love that you can go do the assessment online and you get like immediate feedback, because we're all wanting the feedback.
Yeah.
And then it goes even further to tell you which chapters are the most important for you. How perfect.
Yeah. Save you time.
That is great. I also love that with the book, or a part, one of the promotional items that I'm not holding right here, unfortunately, maybe you have one, was the little pouch that you gave out that you can put your cell phone in so that you could have time away from your device. I was thinking that each of my kids need one of those pouches to put their device in for at least 1 hour a day, although they might die.
Yeah, I mean, you can start with shorter bursts of time. Think everything in shorter bursts of time, right? 30-minute doses. And yeah, it's a cell phone pouch that says on it, "Be here now." Right. And the idea is for all of us to really be present, to get more out of less time, to feel like we're doing a quality job on whatever it is, whether it's being with our kids or taking self-time or having family dinner or our work. Presence is the most powerful tool we can apply, because when you're fully present, you get much more out of shorter bursts of time. 10 minutes of undivided attention with your kids is worth way more than 2 hours of divided attention. Divided attention is just
than me coloring and falling asleep.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. So you can, and we sell them now, so people could find the cell phone pouch. It's called a Be Here Now. You can get them one for everybody in the family. Everybody put them during family dinner or during the movie.
Do you sell them on your website?
We do. We do.
Okay. I was on your website. I didn't see that part. But I also did see on your website the area with the 3 different newsletters. Talk about that.
So we do have 3 different newsletters that you can sign up for. We have one called Organizing You, which is just all kinds of organizing advice for you as an individual, no matter whether you have kids or not, work or not. It's like organizing yourself from the inside out. We have a newsletter called The Balanced Parent, which is devoted to people who are raising kids, and it's very connected to the Time to Parent book. And we just are launching a brand new newsletter called Keep It Together with Julie in the time of Corona. Which is
very
really
timely. We
very
need it right
specific, now. One problem and one solution in each newsletter that are very really problems of the current era. How do you deal with this situation and that situation? So you can go, we have a tab on our website called This Just In. It's like the furthest right tab. Yes. If you click on that, you can sign up for any of the newsletters. And we also have a rotating bunch of goodies that we put on that to keep it fresh, and anything cool that we find, we put on there.
You have a wealth of information on your website. I also noticed an area about webinars and all kinds of workshops you're hosting. What are some of the big ones right now?
Well, there's really 2 big ones. I mean, ever since Corona hit, literally our phones started ringing the second week from companies who are like, we need to provide our employees with help and how to work from home and stay productive. And we need help for our working parents who are working from home. So we're doing 2 different webinars, and the one for working parents working from home. How do you actually juggle all of this? And companies are bringing us in. And I just did one a couple days ago. There were like 600 parents at this company. They're so well attended because everybody needs the practical tools. When life is in chaos, structure and organization are your lifelines. So we've been doing a lot of that, and it has felt great in this very unprecedented time to have tools that really can help ground people and allow them to control what they can control.
Right.
In the midst of a time where there's a lot that we can't control, there's also a lot that we can, and that makes you feel better.
Right. That your webinars sound really excellent and really helpful and useful. So now those don't just come though through companies. Individuals can also sign up for them?
Well, individuals cannot sign up for those webinars. Those are really strictly booked through companies, and then we tailor it to each company. You know, it's not for the public. But what we do have, which is new for individuals, which we've never offered before, is that our team of coaches who've been with us for years now do coaching by the hour for individuals. We never did that before. You always had to buy a package of 10 hours or 20 hours and have a big commitment. But as soon as this hit, we got so many requests, and like people just needed a lifeline. Can I get 1 hour of coaching? Can I just get 2 quick hours of coaching? So we now have that. And if you go to our website under coaching services, you'll see coaching for organizations and coaching for individuals. Go to the individuals and you can sign up. And our coaches are so experienced and so
do you
fabulous.
have a class? Do you have coaches that are for kids specifically? Can a coach advise a child on getting organized for their own school day?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
As long as the kid wants it, right? You can't like sit a kid down and say, you're going to listen to this coach. But kids really do appreciate order. And if your kid's like, you know, I really would like some help, and they don't want to hear it from the parent, then a coach, especially in the middle school years, that's a time when kids need organization the most, and they are the least likely to want to get that advice from their parents. Yeah. So that's when coaches are great.
Exactly.
Coach families.
Third party, somebody else to handle it.
And our coaches can coach families. So if you're struggling to negotiate, how are we sharing the labor? How do we get everybody to stick to a schedule? Our coaches can facilitate those conversations with your family. I mean, we're there like at every angle of this to help you build order and structure individually and as a family.
That is so helpful. And it's great that your coaches have been with you for many, many years and have seen it all. And so now it's just another pivot. Somebody was asking how much coaching sessions are. Is all that information on your website?
It's on the website. The way the coaching is, you get the first, it's typically $250 an hour, but you get the first hour at $150. And then that's, for some people, that's plenty. And then if you want more, you can just buy it by the hour.
Excellent. Wow. Well, your website has a wealth of information for everybody, for those who are just business people, just people in general, for parents, for everyone, and for kids. Good to know. I will have to check out, see if my kids are up for some organization. Then they can teach me. Thank you so much. It's been so good to be with you, Julie.
You can learn together.
Get your tips and learn from you. It's been really great. I'm so happy that all of these people joined today. Yeah. And you know what? I actually, from the last event that we did, I have one book. I forgot to bring it over here, but I have one book wrapped with your pouch in it. So for people who are on, if you want to follow my page and follow Julie's page, we will pick out of a hat, or between the two of us, we'll pick one person who newly joined our pages today, and we'll send it out to you. It's a book. Unfortunately, it won't be signed by Julie because she's in New York, and this Julie is in Los Angeles. But we'll do an event together one day, and that person will be able to bring the book to us and have you sign it.
That sounds great. Julie, that's a treasure. Everybody listening, that is a treasure because it's the last remaining free pouch.
Yes, and it's one free pouch. I know, I wish I had it to show, but your cell phone will fit in it perfectly. I have one at home. It comes in very handy when I decide to break it out.
Yeah.
But when I see it, there's a lot of guilt around it. Like, oh yeah, I should use that.
I know.
But it's good. It's always a good reminder.
A gentle reminder.
Yes.
A loving reminder.
So
all right, Julie, thank you. And thanks
you.
Everybody for joining. It was great to be with you, Julie.
Yes, you too. Thank you,
safe.
Everybody. Be safe. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Follow at Facebook, Instagram, and our website, Beyond the Book with Julie.